Has your twin flame ever said any of these things to you? There's someone else. I need space. I don't know how I feel, or I can't commit right now. If any of you listening have either been the twin flame runner yourself, or if your twin flame is what we would call the runner, you very likely have either heard or said one of these statements within your twin flame connection. On the surface, to others, to those who may not be experiencing a twin flame path, these statements may seem very straightforward. But as a twin flame, they actually take on a very different meaning. So in this podcast video, I am going to be translating these 4 messages from the twin flame runner and sharing my thoughts on what these messages really mean beneath the surface. If you enjoy this kind of twin flame content, be sure to subscribe to this channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. I do create a lot of twin flame material, and many of you beautiful souls listening and co-creating here are twin flames yourself. So thank you to all of you who are here, who are energetically present, and who are helping me to co-create all of this information. So the first message you might get from a twin flame runner, or that you may have said yourself if you've ever been the runner, is there's someone else. Now, sometimes we refer to these as third-party situations. Someone else, romantically speaking, who is in our life or our twin flame's life, either when we connect with our twin flames, someone they are already with romantically, or perhaps someone they connect with later on over the course of our twin flame connection as it is unfolding in the physical. But what does this really mean? When a twin flame runner says there's someone else, what they're really saying is, on this higher self soul level, there is something within me that is still unhealed. I feel this intense, magnetic, powerful connection between us. However, there is something I have not yet faced or healed within myself. This may be because they are aware of this thing on some level, this pattern, and they are in the process of healing it, but they haven't yet fully healed it yet. In other cases, they may still be completely unaware of this pattern. However, it still exists beneath the surface. Because of this unhealed wound or pattern, this is causing them to attract or be attracted to karmic situations, what we refer to as karmic relationships. If you aren't familiar with karmic relationships, you may find my video, the number 1 sign of a karmic relationship, that I posted yesterday, beneficial to you. The shorthand version is that a karmic relationship is someone who represents some kind of unhealed wound or pattern within us. So whether we realize it or not, we are attracted to karmic partners, karmic connections based on some kind of shared mutual wounding within ourselves. This also means that these relationships are vehicles to spotlighting these wounds within ourselves, catalyzing our healing of these wounds. But here's the key. With a karmic, once we heal this wound or pattern within ourselves that attracted us to them or attracted them to us in the first place, the karmic will disappear from our lives. This relationship, this karmic relationship, will dissolve, whether we just lose attraction to them and leave ourselves, whether they just up and leave out of the blue. The connection will naturally just fade away as we continue healing those patterns that attracted us to them in the first place. The same is true of the twin flame runner. As the twin flame runner continues to heal, continues to energetically shift, they will, over time, increase the conscious feeling of pull, of magnetism, of attraction to what we call the twin flame chaser, although that's not really fully accurate because the labels runner and chaser won't really apply to these twin flames as they continue to heal, because they will shift out of that running and chasing energy. They will both reach a state of total surrender through which they will develop this energetic union, this union state in the fifth dimension, in the 5D, that will then stabilize their union in the physical world as well. Now, since I'm talking about twin flame surrender, I also want to share with you a really powerful tool I've created to shift you into total surrender state as a twin flame. The reason this is so powerful is because when we, as a twin flame counterpart, shift our energy in a powerful way, in this case, when we totally lean back into complete surrender, releasing what I call that chaos consciousness from our mind, that ego-based thinking, that push energy. When we shift into surrender state, our twin flame counterpart, being our mirror soul, instantaneously feels that powerful shift and begins to unconsciously respond to it as they feel their own energy shifting and settling within them. Now, hopefully I'll speak more on this later on, but with all of that being said, this subliminal meditation I've created is so effective because subliminals contain unconscious affirmations, meaning the conscious mind can't hear them. But because of that, they are able to bypass the conscious filter of the mind and make deeper, more lasting impressions on the subconscious. So this twin flame surrender subliminal is infused with binaural beat frequencies, meditation sounds, and powerful unconscious affirmations to completely shift your energetic state, to build and cultivate and stabilize an energetic union in the 5D between you and your twin that will then naturally allow the unfolding of your connection in the physical. This subliminal comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So I have subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts, for material manifestations, for love and relationships, and of course, for twin flames as well. You can even combine these subliminals into your very own custom playlists. So the link to this twin flame surrender subliminal is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. You can also try it out completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. The second thing a twin flame runner might say to you, a message they may send you, is, I need space. Some variation of this is extremely common in twin flame connection. One person, either verbally with their words saying, hey, I need to take a break, I need space, I need to separate for a time, or saying this message non-verbally, meaning they simply ghost or withdraw themselves emotionally, mentally, they might check out in some way. This is very, very common for twin flames, and this is another kind of confusing message because on the surface, to society, to those who are not or have not experienced twin flame connection, you would look at this as someone simply being emotionally unavailable, and you might even label them as toxic. But the thing about twin flame connection is it's not that this other soul, your twin flame, is actively being emotionally unavailable. It is that they are receiving these impulses. You could call it even intuitive guidance, inner guidance from their higher self, who is indicating to them, we both have some kind of healing that needs to be done in order to create this energetic foundation together in the 5D, in the energy realm that is stable, that is sound, that is sure. And that stable energetic union between us must be created. We must be whole and healed within ourselves before we can come together more in the physical, whether that coming together is speaking more frequently in conversation, labeling our connection in some way, spending time together in the physical. The runner says they need space, again, either with words or with action, because on some unconscious level, they are aware that both they and their twin counterpart must both heal within themselves. And from a higher self level, they also have an awareness that if they were to engage more in the physical at that time, be it emotionally, mentally, or physically, in that presently unhealed, unstable energetic space, their higher self knows this would lead to attempting to build on a very unstable foundation, which would result in chaos and sometimes even causing a greater kind of chasm or disconnection. Our higher selves, though we are often unconscious of this fact, are always protecting us. This path is very divinely protected, and sometimes we aren't even fully aware of the ways in which we and our twin flame are being protected. Our connection, in a sense, is being preserved through means and ways that to us from a physical perspective may look emotionally painful or difficult, may look like withdrawal, separation, pain. But very often, protection, divine protection on the twin flame path comes disguised as feeling separated for a time, temporarily in the physical, feeling a bit confused, feeling as though one or the other is withdrawn. The key to getting through these periods of time where there is some space or distance from the so-called twin flame runner is realizing that this whole running and chasing dynamic is all just something we label from the ego. It doesn't exist energetically. In fact, regardless of our physical 3D circumstances with our twin, they always exist within us. Anytime we release all of these anxieties associated with this so-called running and chasing and get back to our core through meditation, through whatever exercises cause us to reconnect with our true self, with the divine, in those moments we will feel ourselves energetically reconnected with our twin because we never lost connection in the first place. They were always within us in that quiet, still space within ourselves, as I always say on this channel. The third thing your twin flame runner might say to you is, I don't know how I feel. Again, these statements can come in many different variations, but very often a twin flame runner will say, in one moment, I feel all of this love for you. I feel so sure about you. I love you. And then all of a sudden they will say, wait a second, I'm getting cold feet. Again, this can be said verbally with words or just non-verbally. They can seem a bit hot and cold. This has a very clear, energetic explanation. The reason we sometimes experience this sort of hot and cold dynamic from our twin is because our twin flame is experiencing, just as we are, this powerful river of energy moving through them. As I always say, when twin flames meet in the physical, they go through a very intense, energetic merging experience. And through that, we receive a major influx of energy from our twin flame. This is also why twin flames always either ignite or intensify our spiritual awakening, because through this energy merge, they are radically raising the vibration of our being. So after this sudden meeting, this raising of energy, this is often when your twin flame might say, I am so in love with you. Either again, with words or actions, you just feel the intense love energy. It's palpable. What happens is It's not that they are intentionally being hot and cold. It's that energetically, they were on this energetic high, receiving all of this love energy from you. You were exchanging it with one another. But then that really high level energy had to settle into their being, had to be integrated through all of their energy body, throughout all 7 chakra centers. Through this energetic integration process, this powerful river of love energy comes up against walls, against unhealed wounds, against negative, limiting beliefs and ideas and energies stored deeply in our energy field, in our aura. What your twin flame is saying when they either pull away, when they go cold, or when they say that they don't know how they feel is that consciously they are confused because simultaneously they feel this intense, powerful love energy. You both feel it, but they also feel that river of energy coming up against their walls, against their unhealed wounds. And they feel a kind of pressure that we sometimes call triggering associated with that resistance building up within them as this energy moves through them and breaks through their walls. The fourth thing a twin flame runner might say is, I just can't commit right now. Again, this, as with all of these messages, can be said or unspoken in many different ways. But usually this is one twin flame, often who we call the runner, not wanting to label the relationship, seeming to be dragging their feet with moving forward, which usually has the effect of intensifying the so-called chaser to really push back even harder against that, which causes the so-called runner to pull away even more, and on it goes. But what the twin flame runner is really saying when they say, I can't commit, again in words or in actions or in some type of way, know that if this is your true twin flame, the soul commitment is ever present. It is eternal. Twin flames share what I call soul monogamy, meaning that on a soul level, they are exclusive to one another. Their connection is unique. It is the deepest connection, the Marianas point of connections, as I call it, that we are capable of experiencing with another soul. However, if your twin flame is saying they can't commit with their physical 3D words or actions, they are saying that although they feel that deep level eternal soul commitment to you, that soul monogamy, they are also aware on some higher self level of this pushing and pulling, this so-called running and chasing happening between the two of you, and unconsciously, they are aware that because of that push-pull dynamic, that is symptomatic of some kind of unhealed wound or energy within each of you. They recognize that to attempt to put a label on this intense energetic experience would be trying to force alignment where there is not yet energetic alignment, trying to forcefully, again, like I said with the building analogy, forcefully build on ground that is not stable. Usually the twin flame runner isn't fully consciously aware that this is where these feelings of non-commitment are coming from. But when they say they can't or don't want to label it to commit, they are really saying that they are aware there is this pushing and pulling happening between the two of you, that to label this connection, to commit in the ways that we as the so-called chaser, whoever, if you are the chaser listening to this, they're aware that you want this commitment from this 3D headspace, from this logical, ego-based headspace, but they are also aware that neither of you have that deep level energetic support within yourself to be able to sustain something so energetically intense in the physical, because twin flame connection is extremely intense, the most intense form of soul connection on the planet. So what do we do about this? Well, all of these 4 messages come down to the twin flame runner essentially saying, The reason I am communicating with you this way in the physical, in a way that may feel triggering or painful, is because on a higher self level, I am aware, as we both are aware, that we must first create this energetic union between us, within ourselves, in order to sustain this movement forward in the physical. This is why surrendering is such a buzzword in twin flame community. Twin flame surrender is the most powerful way to shift the energy of your twin flame connection, because you are releasing all of that running and chasing dynamic, which is really just an illusion anyway. You are releasing all of that push-pull energy in your connection that is actually the root cause of all of these manifestations of communication from your twin flame that we would consider negative or unwanted from an ego perspective. So the link to my twin flame surrender subliminal, which again is a really powerful way to assist you, a powerful tool you can use to shift your mindset, to uproot any negative subconscious thoughts that are preventing total surrender in your twin flame connection. The link to that is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, magical rest of your day. Be sure to let me know in the comments if any of these messages are something you've heard from your twin flame, or if anything here resonated in your heart and soul. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again in the next podcast.